Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. And I think our students also ready for their big presentation. They've been rehearsing for the last few days. And so I hope our panel member can be very nice to them and no too difficult questions, but you can also ask their supervisors. So their supervisors is actually present here, like our assistant professor, Jack, and Jose, and there's a lot of faculty member here. So feel welcome to question their supervisors, but not our students. Okay, my name is Catherine. I'm today's moderator. I'm the program coordinator for Tourism Retail and the Marketing Management Program. And on behalf of IFTM, first of all, we really appreciate you guys take your valuable time to join us. And this is a very big day for our students, because after today, they'll be returning their home and starting their journey in either further studies. Some of the students will start their master program in Hong Kong, and some will returning home and starting their big retail career. Okay, so please also allow me to first introduce our panel members. Thank you. The first lady is Anna Tique, right? I pronounced perfectly, right? And she's a marketing and the business developer from CNC Lawyer and Notaries. Thank you. Okay. And the second panel member is Candy Sun. Thank you. The Director of Revenue Optimization and Distribution, Sands China. Thank you so much. And the third panel member is Sally Ng, the Vice Director General, Macau Heritage Ambassadors Association. Thank you so much. Our last but least present, the panel member, Connie Chio. Thank you. The Vice President of Venetian Hotel and the Venetian Macau. Thank you so much for joining us. So without further ado, we'll start our session today. I'm sure our first presenter will be ready. So our first presenter is Sarah Lam, right? Thank you. The presentation topic is assessment of tourism product innovation from local perspective. The insights from Macau ready to go. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine. And let me introduce myself. My name is Sarah, and today I will present my research. And the research topic of today is the assessment of tourism product innovation from local perspective, the insights from Macau Ready Go. And this study is supervised by Dr. Cheng Pong Lee, Jack. And I will introduce my research for this content. Firstly, I will talk about the research background. Macau is a tourism city. Tourism product play an important role in tourism destination. The pandemic has affected people travel. The pandemic has affected the way people travel around the world. During the pandemic time, Macau government has launched a new tourism product named as Macau Ready Go. It is a tourism product for Macau residents to solve the problem of ideal sources and facility. The question is to what extent this tourism product is considered as real innovative, and will Macau residents eventually accept and repurchase it in the future when the life is back to normal? There has no research to assess the innovation of this new product. To understand the relationship between Macau resident satisfaction and repurchase intention, this study is aimed to understand the relationship between satisfaction and repurchase intention. Also, the tourism product innovative. The aim of this study refers to those two objectives. And based on these two objectives, this study has following four research questions. That is, number one, to what extent Macau residents satisfied with Macau Ready Go tour after joining? Number two, to what extent Macau residents repurchase Macau Ready Go after joining? Number three, to what extent Macau residents consider Macau Ready Go tour after joining as innovative? Number four, what factors of Macau Ready Go tour can be seen as innovative or not? Based on the research objective, this literature revealed the relationship between satisfaction and repurchase intention. Satisfaction is based on the comparison between experience and expectation. Satisfaction or dissatisfaction can be seen from a positive or negative reaction. Moreover, when they are satisfied, they are more likely to recommend to others and willing to revisit. And this part, literature revealed to innovation. Innovation is seen as an engine, and there have three common elements, that is creativity, problem solving, and new way. And Venetian in 2006 divided innovation into product and service innovation, process innovation, and management innovation. Product and service innovation is never appear in the market or is unfamiliar. Process innovation is often be bound up with learning by using or learning by doing, including the technology, equipment, software changes. Last, management innovation is enterprises empower their employees, restructure their managed process as a management practice aimed at future achieving organizational goal. So, and I will talk about the methodology. And this study adopts qualitative research methods to collect the correct opinion and idea. The sample in this study was Macau resident who has participated in Macau Medical Tour. In the interview was using to getting people to talk about their personal feeling, perception, and experience. This interview includes 15 questions. In addition, in order to obtain more sample, the research using snowball sampling and content analysis method was used to analyze the interview's content. And then I will talk about the result of this study. A total of 10 body samples was collected, and there was 4 male and 6 female who has joined the Macau Medical Tour. And let's move on to the result of research question 1. The findings show that 80% of the respondents rated the satisfaction of Macau Medical Tour as satisfied to very satisfied. Satisfied respondents mentioned that the tour was better than expected, and they also cite value of money as a reason for their satisfaction. The tour can deepen understanding Macau and attract them to continue to explore more. However, one respondent mentioned that due to the large group member in the tour, some artificial results in shortened or did not follow the original schedule, make him feel dissatisfied. The results show that Macau resident satisfaction is influenced by comprehension before and after experience. This study also analyzed the possible case of dissatisfaction, that is, the number of groups is too large and the strain capacity is insufficient. The tour project team can consider offering small group tour for residents. This new finding is not mentioned in the literature. Therefore, this study can also be used as a future research direction. For the result of research question 2, the findings show that all the respondents have the repurchase intention, especially the elderly respondents show a high repurchase intention. The factor increased repurchase intention, that is, many choice of novel tour, value of money, and diversified entertainment experience. For some elderly respondents, they are fully impressed by cheap and affordable, convenient transportation, proper time arrangement. The results show that there is an inseparable relationship between satisfaction and repurchase intention. This part consistent with the conclusion of the literature data analyzed at the beginning of this study. For the research question 3, the findings show that all respondents agree that this product is innovation because the aim of the Macau Ready Go is to recover the Macau tourism destination. And this product also help the travel practitioner, like the travel agency, tour guide, transportational driver, and also provide some part-time opportunity. So, and this result show that this study support this tourism product Macau Ready Go are innovative. For the research question 4, the first finding show all respondents believe that Macau Ready Go tour belong to product and service innovation. To sum up, new was the most frequent city word when respondents consider Macau vertical tour belong to product and service innovation. The finding also found that only half of the respondents gave a positive answer to whether Macau vertical tour were process innovation. And we analyzed the result, and the literature find that because process innovation usually operate in the back, so that is considered low visibility. As a result, not all respondents are able to feel the innovation that those factors bring. And the finding of the management innovation found that almost all respondents from Macau vertical tour belong to management innovation. In the case study in this paper, Macau residents believe that the government play a leading role in creating opportunity and providing help for the tourism industry. In the long run, the government is more suitable to be a transformational leader, like encourage service provider to take the initiative to participate in the project team, because they directly face with the resident, that they understand the needs of residents is better than the management. And I move to the conclusion. There is a limited literature on Macau tourism product of Macau residents. It is very important to understand the tourism need of the resident from their perspective. In order to promote the development of Macau local tourism project, such as the diversified development of Macau tourism product, the finding of this study can enable Macau Government Tourism Office to have a deeper understanding of the participants of Macau vertical tour, since participants are experiences. Their input in the product is valuable and meaningful. Field study has been conducted on the need of Macau residents. This study fills a gap of whether the tourism product from Macau vertical tour are innovative. So this study can drive more people to study and understand the travel performance of Macau residents and develop more attractive tourism product. For a suggestion, firstly, it can provide more diversified tour, like increase the number of deep tour itinerary. Secondly, enhance the service quality and training for tour guide. A tour guide should have a good sense of service in order to improve the interest in the tour. Moreover, tour guide also directly face to the resident. Their performance can influence the resident's perspective. Third, understand resident performance and launch small group tour. Through this study, small group can better consider the feeling of each resident and easier to arrange the travel time. Fourth, since many places in Macau has been developed or built, so that process innovation should be encouraged, like add new some technology to attract resident participating. And this study also have few limitations, such like the sample. The main research respondent of this paper is over 18, but the Macau vertical tour participating also include children and more elderly people. And the interview schedule of this study is on February. It has been a period of time when they were interviewed, so it will lose some memory of their perception. And also, some respondent suggestions like for the product design are not the focus of this study. Therefore, in the future, researchers who are interested in promoting the development of tourism product targets at Macau residents can study how to develop more attractive tourism product in Macau. And this is a reference of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sarah. I hope everyone enjoyed your presentation. I'm sure they are very proud of your presentation and your findings as well. So maybe now we open the floor for questions. Dear panel members, and also students, feel free to raise your hand. And I think we have time for at least 3 questions. Thank you. Thank you, Connie.
Okay, let's move to the result part 1. The age group, there have 5 respondent age range 18 to 25, and there have 2 respondent age over 15, and also there have 3 respondents that are range 26 to 33. Yes. Yes.
So through what channel you can look for these 10 respondents? You
Yes.
select them from top Asian or you?
I select them snowball sampling because they go to the Macau ready go with friends and family, so that it's easy to collect the sample from their introduced others. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Very good presentation. Thank you for your
Thank
presentation.
you.
And I want to ask, to what extent do you think that the Macau Ready Go could boom Macau's economy? And as what we have heard just now, there's like common activities like the stay, dine, see Macau. And do you think, do you have any expectation on this? And would it come out like with the result just like the Macau Ready Go? How do you think that?
And the new Macau Ready Go is happening in Macau, and such like the respondent in this study, they will repurchase it if the schedule is flexible with their holiday or weekend. So the tour I see that it also some schedule is from weekend and holiday. I think it also attracts residents to travel and join this project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions? No? Okay, now move to, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for your
Thank you,
presentation.
Catherine.
Okay, so please allow me to introduce our second presenter, Claire Wan. The topic is Measuring Film Industry, a study on assessment framework of film industry performances and impacts. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Claire. The topic I'm going to present today is Measuring Film Industry, a study on assessment framework of film industry performance and impact. This topic may not be similar to the ones you have heard before today, but the rest of the presentation will elaborate the process and the result of this study. So this presentation will include 6 parts from introduction to the conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. So the film industry plays an important media role in a global wide. The total box office hit a record of $42.2 billion in 2019. And this giant figure also reflected the great contribution to economy to a region or country, but not limited to it. The direct box office revenue, employment, but also the cultural impact and also the multiplier effect. But looking into the Macau film industry, we can only find a stagnant development. However, Macau has a strong economic interaction with mainland China, where everything grows rapidly nowadays. So Macau film industry still face a promising development opportunity. Governments, film-related commercial companies, and the general public can be the stakeholders of this study, and they will have a better concept of how Macau film industry is going and how people can take advantage of it. It is shown there is a gap that how governments in different regions measure the performance of film industry and their investment in this industry. So the following 3 research questions will guide the direction of this research. First, how is film industry measured in different regions, and what are the similarities and differences between these regions, and how can Macau make use of these indicators? Now we will look into the literature regarding the film industry. So it has been studied on the globalization impact on the film industry. It is discussed that the cultural imperialism supports the American film industry's attractiveness in controversial topics. And in a study regarding the policy in Greater China, the globalization to a large extent urged the promotion of the film industry in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Apart from the academic papers, there are statistic yearbooks that may conducted by different organizations. They measure the film industry of one region in that year. How did they perform? What did they contribute to the society? And these organizations, they collect data from various sources. There are also studies about the policies of film industry. For example, the trade policy enables Hollywood to possess more competitive advantage than any other film industries in the world. The film industry in China, comparing to a freer market environment in Hollywood, is strictly supervised by related departments and policies. The literature review also looks at the assessment framework in other industries. For instance, in public investment efficiency, it looks at the strategic guidance at central, ministerial, and provincial levels, etc. So this basically is a process that screens out the public projects that with higher efficiency. And also in a study of green management in restaurants, it provided with a sustainability model that divides 3 facets into 9 sub-facets and screens out 45 indicators that can be put into practices. In public sector performance assessment framework, it is divided into opportunity indicators and traditional Musgravian indicators, and each includes other sub-indicators as well. So the research focus of this research will examine the film industry based on the secondary data and reports from different countries, analyze assessments for film industry in different development stages. And we will also observe what criteria they use to measure and assess, and what are the similarities and differences. So how is this research being conducted? Thematic analysis as a major approach of qualitative research is used in this research by following these 6 steps. Secondary data is also adopted. Reports, yearbooks that offer statistical official figures of the film industry in 10 different regions are adopted, including Macau, Japan, Korea, China, India, Australia, North America, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the United Kingdom. So these organizations, they have done a lot of background investigation work to assure the data validity and reliability. This research also conducted from a life cycle perspective. So which film industry is located in which development stage is benchmarked based on the trend of film related indicator, such as film industry revenue, business receipt or business receipt index, etc. And these data are drawn from Statista. It is an online statistic platform. So this graph shows the different location of film industry is located on the life cycle model. So as you can see, that Macau is in an introduction stage. Japan, Korea, India, and China are in their growth. And in maturity, there are Australia, North America, and Taiwan. UK and Hong Kong are in their declining stage. Through reviewing these papers and reports, we found many indicators, but many of them are actually essentially the same. So we concluded 5 main themes. The first one, industry performance. It is an in-depth look at industry's main characteristics, and also economic impact. It covers direct and primary costs and benefits, and secondary costs and benefits as well. Cultural impact refers to the proposed development on a way of life of a particular group of community of people. Tourism impact will only refers to the influence that particularly happen in the tourism industry. And as film industry is a very complex industry, and it has impact on many other aspects of the society. So other kind of impact were all categorized in this part. So this graph shows the overall proportion of the indicators by these 5 main themes. So as you can see from this graph, most emphasis was put on the industry performance and economic impact. But due to time limitation, I can only show you some of the indicators that are used in these 5 themes. For example, in industry performance, box office, awards won by local films, IP index are used, and in economic impact, employment, export and import by subsector are used. In cultural impact, box office, these kind of quantifiable indicators, and also the observational indicators such as social topics and audience age group and mode, etc. The tourism impact will cover increased revenue from tourism, tourism-related employment, etc. And other impact on other industries will look at such as the aspect of number of patents assigned to this industry and also film music revenue. So the following radar graphs shows the assessment coverage of each film industry reports by different development stages. As in the introduction stage, there's Macau. It covers 2 aspects in the main theme. And in the growth stage, there are China, India, Japan, and Korea. China only covers 2 aspects. India covers all 5 themes. Japan covers 4, Korea 2. And in maturity stage, there are Australia, North America, and Taiwan. Australia 3, North America covers 4, and Taiwan covers 2 of the main themes. In the last but not least, decline stage, there are Hong Kong and UK, and you can indicate that Hong Kong only looks at the industry performance, and the UK put more emphasis on the cultural impact. So these findings also leads to the discussion of this research. Among all 5 facets, only 2 to 3 of the facets are mostly covered in these reports, and there shows no significant relationship between the development stage and the framework coverage in these reports. When we look into the indicators, it shows that these reports are not limited to common and general indicators such as box office, but also include indicators that are with local market characteristics, such as in China, online ticketing is a very important indicator because online ticketing has taken the major share of the total box office as the internet industry is boosting in China. And most emphasis is put on the economic impact and industry performance. When we link the policy with the result of this research, we found that the governments of the regions that are in maturity stage offer relatively higher funds and benefits to independent movies comparing to the commercial movies. And although the statistic had showed the huge potential of film industry impact on tourism, only 4 regions have mentioned it. So these findings also lead us to implications to Macau. First, Macau should have used more user-friendly indicators. In the statistic from Macau DSEC, they have used the term called gross fixed capital formation, which is quite a professional term in accounting field. If an amateur cannot understand this indicator, it would be useless for the stakeholders to make use of it. So these other indicators can be referential to the Macau DSEC or other organizations that conduct statistic investigations. Second, Macau International Movie Festival is more mature relatively comparing to the Macau film industry as a whole. So we can cover more exhibition-related indicators to emphasize the contribution of this particular festival. Third, more government interventions can be invested, especially in the education field. More filmmaking programs in a college can be invested. And as for the general public, we can start up more film training projects to cultivate more talents for the Macau film industry. Finally, we can make better use of the shooting locations in Macau, as many locations and as many movies made in mainland China or Hollywood have their shooting locations located in China, located in Macau, and we can make better use of this tourism impact to Macau. So now we come to the conclusion of this study. These two numbers can conclude this research fully. There are mainly 5 themes, which are industry performance, economic impact, cultural impact, tourism impact, and impact on other industries. And in total, there are 105 indicators. Though there shows no significant relationship between the development stage and of the film industry and their assessment coverage, there are similar policies and the strategies direction can be found in these regions. The film industry is potential to bring benefits to other industries, especially to the tourism industry in the case of Macau. Some limitations also shows the past, highlights the path for the future studies. So first of all, only 10 regions are included in this research. And in the future, we can include more regions as sample in order to get generalize the framework. And this research only focused on the film industry solely, as actually the film industry has a very high interaction with other media industry, for example, TV, cinema, etc. So the future study can investigate more indicators that tells the relationship with other media industries. Last, this research mainly adopts reports that either published or conducted before the outbreak of COVID-19, when actually the COVID-19 has created a new situation where every industry has to change this strategy to adapt this new situation. So the future study can cover more COVID-19 related indicators and explore a more updated framework to the film industry assessment. And I hope these suggestions will be useful for future studies. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. I think somebody's saying hi to me, huh? Very good. So thank you for presenting this topic. I think it's very different, but it's also very relevant to tourism and also to Macau as well. I think a film has proven to be a very effective means to connecting cities with different tourism markets. So I think you're supervised and you have worked out very good research topic. So now we can open the floor to questions. So student, oh wow, okay, thank you.
Presentation and also very interesting topic. I'm just very curious on the tourism impact. I'm curious, the part is I want to know when they count this or value this tourism impact, do they consider other destinations? For example, let's say I'm working at South China. We often see the visitors come to our property and say, oh, I just want to have this hectare because this is what promoted in the Korean film or Korean TV show. So when you do all this research, does the Korean movie or their industry count this impact to Macau as their tourism impact?
Well, yes, this is also a useful indicator, because if this location is only especially special to this part of the tourists, it's also I mean,
into their evaluation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Congratulations, very good presentation,
Thank you.
very thorough. I'd like to have your opinion in regards to the film festival in Macau. Do you think that it's still premature to have a film festival since we are still in an introduction phase?
I mean, this is a good start since Macau film industry is still in its infant stage. I mean, it's good that we have some other ways to promote this film industry. And as far as I know, that the film industry has drawn a lot of talents and movie directors from all over the world. So I think this is a good start for Macau. Yeah.
Any more questions? Okay, everyone says good. Okay, so thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
If you have more difficult question, we can email your supervisor. Okay. Okay, please allow me to introduce our third presenter, Cassie Lin. Her topic is the influence of red-colored price tags on consumer perceptions and purchase intention in the Chinese retail market. Thank you, Cassie.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Cassie, and okay. Hello everyone. My name is Cassie, supervised by Henrik, and my thesis topic is the influence of red-colored price tags on the consumer perception and purchase intention in the Chinese retail market. I will discuss how the colors works on the price tags to influence the consumer purchasing decision and provide some suggestions for the retail marketers. This is the content of my presentation today. And first, I will briefly talking about how the consumer perception works. As you can see from the first figures, that there are a number of factors that can influence the consumer perception, such as the lighting, the temperature, the music, the color, and also the sense. Everything can influence the human perception through the 5 senses. So for instance, in a retail space, where the lighting is bright, the consumers tend to be tenser, and where the music is low, the consumers perceive the environment as more receptive and also shelf longer. So among all these factors, the vision is one of the inseparable part from this perceptual process, and the color is one of the important factors that can influence the visions. So therefore, when a person enters into a store, they can receive many, many colors. And if there is one color which is very special and eye-catching, the consumer will be attracted by that colors and pay more attention to it. Then his behavior will be also be influenced by that colors. So for this research, we mainly focused on one specific color, red, as our research subject. Because of its conflict and also variable meanings behind, and also the widely uses in the marketings. So let me briefly talking about the meanings behind of red. Red is bright colors, which has a strong association with the passion, desire, power, love, and different cultures tend to give different meanings to the red. Red is normally associated with the happiness, love in some Asian cultures, which is widely used as the celebrate colors, such as the red pocket in the Chinese New Year's, and in be seen as some expensive meanings in the US particularly, and in some Middle Eastern cultures, the red is considered as more like negative side, which means the danger and also evil for some Middle Eastern countries, which is out of meanings of their luck. So consider the red in the marketings. Red is usually as indicators for their promote their discount price or the discount products as the eye catchers. And apart from that, it's also the signals of the shopping festivals. Additionally, red is also be widely used as the brand colors for brand logos for some fast food restaurants, and casinos are usually decorated with warm colors to cheer people up and also stimulate their desire to gamble, which the red colors can make people feel more excited. So consider the red color and also the price. I wonder how the people evaluate and compare their different value perception of these two different colored price tags. So do you think the red one has the higher or equal or lower price than the non-colored price tags one? So put these questions into the Chinese retail market. We found that each store using the several colors to identify or indicate the discount, both discount and non-discount price randomly. And the figures also clearly shows that the use of colored price tags in the Chinese retail market are confusing and unregulated without any uniform rules. So in order to short these gaps and also combine these two factors, we found remains some unclear part. First, to what extent does the red color price tags affect consumer perception of the product price? And to what extent does the red colors in price tags affect the consumer's purchase choice? And also, what's the meaning behind of the red price tags in the Chinese retail market? So in order to demonstrate and answer these research questions, we follow this process to do the analysis next. In my research, we mainly use the mixed method to collect data. The qualitative method was used to discover and understand the reason behind of the purchase choice of the red price tag products. And the quantitative method was used to show the common response to the red price tags. The convenient sampling was used to mainly focus on the China residents to understand or explore the meanings behind of the red price tags in the Chinese retail market. And also before the data collection, we did the manipulation check to identify the product categories, which is finally selected the instant coffee as our research subject. For the design of instant coffee, we removed the brand name and also their package design in order to reduce the brand preference bias. So for the questionnaire design, we asked the respondents to predict the price for these two different colored price tags products, and also ask some questions about the perceived saving, purchase intention, and collect their opinions towards the meaning of red price tags. So finally, we collect the 344 response from the samples, and the demographic profile of the sample were mainly the female and 19 to 35 years old and student employed with the monthly income below the 6,000 RMB. So the result of this research shows that the respondents assume that the red price tag has a lower price than the white one, and they perceived the red price tag has more possibly a positive effect on their perceived saving and purchase intentions. 30% of respondents assume that they prefer to buy the products with white price tags, and 70% of respondents predict that they prefer to buy the products with red price tags. Among all these respondents who like to buy the products with red price tags, we also collect the 297 their opinions towards the red price tags. And finally, we get they think red price tags has the more positive meaning behind. Some respondents mentioned that they think the products with the red price tags perceived as some promotional signals for them, so which makes them have the feeling of getting a bargain. And also because of the attribution of the color, red is considered as more noticeable and impressive than the white one by respondents, which also catch their attentions during the purchase process. And also some respondents mentioned the meaning behind of the red colors in the China. They think in Chinese, red is more tend to be positive meanings such as the luck, the festival, so which tricks them to more willing to buy the products with red colors, especially during the festival period. And also some respondents also point out that the red can stimulate their purchase desire, which makes them more motivation and more willing to spend money. However, some red price tags also contain some negative meanings, which the respondents mentioned that in their experience, they think red price tags products has is usually as the products which are overstocking or out of date products, which is at high risk for them to buy these products. And also because of red has some meanings like it's more tend to the aggressive, which makes them feel uncomfortable and also depressed. That's also the reason why they don't want to choose the red price tag products in order to avoid this negative consequence. So in a word, the result shows that hypothesis 1, 2, 3 are significant and supported. The consumer perceived red price tag products at a lower price and has more positive effect on their perceived saving and purchase intention. And there are also both positive and negative meanings behind of red price tags in the Chinese retail market. In Chinese retail, in Chinese people's mind, they think red price tags products contains some promotional signal or the special discount for them, and also it sometimes contains high risk, low quality, and a danger for them to buy. So based on the result of my research, the implications for retail market is that first is a new price promotion possibility for the manager to highlight the products, the price instead of doing them with some specific colors. Although the presented price is not on sales, but still the customer still will assume that the non-discounted price products are in the discount price. So therefore, which indicate the managers can use this successful instrument to increase their sales and also the performance of the business. The second one is also can be a tool or strategy for the managers to differentiate from the other brands. It's also surprising for me that PARKnSHOP use the green price tags to identify themselves from the other supermarket. So it can be a signature for their brands or retailers to increase the brand awareness and popularities to them. The findings also offers some implications for the stock management. Retailers can use the different colors to distinguish the product categories and also to make sure their stock management more efficiency and more effectively, to help their employees to count the stocks more quickly and conveniently. And also the color of the price tags can also indicate the product's attributes. For example, to indicate the expiry date for both the manager and also the customers to guarantee the products and also insurance the company image. It's also the tool for convenient for the customer to find right products and also protect their rights and also interests. So we also mentioned many meanings behind of red price tags in the Chinese retail market. So although there majority think red price tags has the positive meanings behind, but there still are some negative meanings behind. So the managers should also be have the comprehensive understanding and knowledge of the customer preference, and also pay more attention to the segment background of their target market in order to make sure they understand the order and also show their respect to their cultural diversity, and to make sure they have the comprehensive understanding to their cultural difference in order to avoid using the wrong colors in the marketing and also narrow the service quality gap. So in conclusion, we mentioned that the color used in the marketing is very important, and also especially for the red colors. And we also think that red price tags has the positive impact on the perceived saving and also the purchase intentions. We also provide some applications for red colors in the Chinese retail market and explore some meanings behind of red price tags. So here are some references we use in this presentation, and also the end of my presentation. Thank you.
How you feel? Don't worry. I think this is also a very interesting topic. As a female consumers, I think often we also attracted by the red tags. So her supervisor is also here. If you have, we can start with the easier questions, then followed with the difficult questions. So Professor Henry can answer. Okay, now can we open the floor for questions? Thank you. Okay, we can divide.
I think overall it's a very good presentation and it's a very solid study. I like it.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I'm just curious. I just curious because yes, I think customer may feel red tag means it's a very attractive item, promotional. So if this is the case, what do you think if we put all the price in red? Will that help sales volume? What do you think?
Thank you for your questions. First, in my personal opinions, I don't think that if you put all the price in the red colors, because red colors is also like the for the tools or strategy for the one special colors to identify or highlight the price for the customer to indicate or recommend for the customer to buy these products. And I also witnessed that the price tags also can just is more suitable for the to conduct in the some like supermarket or convenience store. It's not suitable for the high-end like brands. So yeah.
So then I would suggest maybe in your study, you can do further follow-up, like to what extent this red tag will work. Let's say maybe 10% of the total item, if I put the red tag, that will help. But if it's up to 50, then that won't have this effect. If all the products under the red tag, then basically it's no impact.
Thank you.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Thank you for your suggestion.
I think it stands as a gondola souvenir outlet, right? Maybe we could take the study there and with the supervisor as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
You already answered a little bit of this question, but I was curious about if this effect is felt on higher end products, because you use the instant coffee, which is traditionally already a quite a cheap product. So if you use higher end products, you mentioned that the reaction of the consumer is not necessarily the same. Can you explain a little bit more what kind of experiments you made and with what products?
I use the instant coffee because of the previous articles also shows that if the product is cheap or the necessary goods, the effect of the red colors works on the products is more obvious. So I use the instant coffee as the research subject, and also is selected by the respondents. Because for the high-end brands, I also think because the people who buy the high-end products is some people who have the maybe higher incomes. So maybe they have their price sensitivity is not like the people who have low incomes. So they don't think the price is not concerned about them. So maybe the price tag shows the special price, the discount for signals for some people, but for these high-end people, they don't care about the price. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cassie. This is such a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
So to continue what Candy she just asked, sometimes we understand that inside the supermarket, even the supermarket, they did not lower the price. They are selling the same price as normal by using WANG tag, right? Is there any study to show same price but using different color of tag, so it will drive volume after using the WANG tag?
Actually, it's not obvious. It is not much the articles already about this topic. So I use this topic to to make people aware that the colors can influence the customers' perception of the price. So to short this gap to the industries.
Thank you. So because I don't understand that much about the retail market in China, usually the supermarket nowadays, they use the location to put the items to make a bigger impact to drive volume or to use the WANG tag.
Yes.
So which one is more popular nowadays in China?
Maybe the color one is more popular because now they also use the digital marketing to attract the customer. The color can also use in the digital marketing, but the location cannot use in the digital marketing. Yeah, and also I think this topic is mainly focused on the color perception. So maybe we can also elaborate more deeper in the color into other aspects, like also the decoration of the supermarket, the brand, the store, and also the lighting, etc. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the three presenters and our panel members. Thank you for your kind questions and your time, and also everyone's participation. Now, may I just present the certificate to our students? Thank you.
On behalf of IFT, may I also express our appreciation. A small token of appreciation, maybe invite a friend and take a photo together. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So people also want to see you online as well. So we will start. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, can we just take a photo with our students? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you.